So this past week, I was interviewed for a story, a local story here in Minnesota, about some high school students that got in trouble for using social media. So it took place in Rogers, which is a small town, sort of ruralish town, and some Rogers High School students had put up a website, a blog that uh, that touted. It was a gossip blog touting sexual exploits, basically. And there was a story on the anonymous on this anonymous blog about one of the students at the school kissing a teacher. Somebody tweeted to this student about that story, quoting that alleged story, and he responded with a sarcastic tweet that said, "Actually, yes." And as a result, school officials found this out, saw the tweet and everything, and he ended up getting suspended for 2 months. The school investigated. They've cleared both the teacher and the student of any impropriety or whatever. But the supporters of the kid started an online petition, got in the news cycle. There a bunch of news coverage about it, and it just goes to show you about, teenage kids have very poor judgment often, right? They don't think through about what the ramifications are of what they're doing. This is a perfect case example right here. Just by responding, even though nothing had happened, just by responding the way he did, this kid got himself suspended from school. But worse yet is all the media coverage. Whenever anybody Googles his name, they're going to see that story, and he's going to have to explain that story to college administrators that he's trying to get into, to potential employers. So it's a lasting effect that's going to basically follow him for the rest of his life. So it's a cautionary tale. I think it requires media training in school. It requires parents understanding how all this stuff works. It's a thing that our society is dealing with right now.
Well, it really is a cautionary tale, and I think it's really very sad that they took this one kid and made an example of him, as opposed to, if they were going to do something like that, throwing out all the kids. That just seems incredibly harsh to make him the example. But there clearly needs to be social media training and education, and it can't start in high school. Kids start when they're holding their parents' iPhones, and it really needs to start in elementary school. And we're actually working with an elementary school where they start to teach the kids in first grade and teach them about online responsibility, and teach them. They're also trying to teach them about how to use the internet to vet information, which comes into play in this situation too. The idea of an anonymous blog is really very scary to me, that they were doing it that way and that nobody could check on who was doing what to whom. And then this kid was really stupid, and he's going to pay for these 2 words for, like you said, forever. It's very sad.
Right. In a way, I mean, I have a lot of sympathy for the school itself, because they have to take action. Even, the tweet itself, the sarcasm is lost online, right? The tweet itself basically confirmed what the allegation was on the website. Poor teacher had nothing to do with it at all, right? And her reputation is tarnished. So, but if the school had been using social listening tools, they may have found this website before it came to this point, right? And at least developed a plan or tried to figure out how to address it.
That's a really good point. But what do you think they should have done when they took action? What could they have done besides what they did, which I think was really overreacting?
Well, we can argue about the length of the punishment, but I think they needed to punish, needed to say this is not right publicly.
Yes. Okay. So that brings us to the end of another Beyond Social Media show. And you can find us online at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com, where we will have the show notes, and we'll also have them on our Google Plus page, the Beyond Social Media Show Google Plus page. You can find David Erickson at eStrategyBlog.com. He's D. Erickson on Twitter. And you can find me at What'sNextBlog.com. I'm B.L. Lockman on Google Plus. I'm at Maximum-Plus.com. And I write for Ad Age. Do come and check out BeyondSocialMediaShow.com. See you next time.
See you next time.